So, Moley Robotic Kitchen. This is the main idea behind of this invention, is to finally get to everybody's home nice and freshly cooked meals. Because everybody knows now that the good meals, it's a combination of a lot of different factors, like a chef, creativity, ingredient quality. Also, it's a lot of like a traditional cuisine technique which people loves, and of course, it's a lot of things now added for the next, last maybe 10, 15 years, because everybody wants not to have only tasty food. They also want to have healthy food, very, like intelligent, well-balanced food, and everybody knows that it's possible now. So a lot of big chefs coming to the big cities, and they try to present us a lot of nice different menus which we can test. But it's still challenging because actually the geography is very limited, so we need to spend a lot of time to book the table in a nice restaurant, to find a nice restaurant not far from our home, or we need to travel a lot to test a lot of different dishes around the world. This is our first presentation, to be a little bit understand what it means for the robotic kitchen. We have robotic hands, entire kitchen system inside. So generally we integrate robot inside the kitchen, which help us to solve a lot of questions which robotic now have, like the dynamic stability problems, energy problems, safety problems. And of course the cost problems, because if you imagine the robot can stay nearby the kitchen, it will cost 3-4 times more than the robot integrated inside. So general invention is just to bring the robot inside the instrumental environment, which usually human chef cooks inside. So generally we try to track the human chef, we try to identify all the parameters and all the ingredients and all the technique, and we try carefully replicate this inside the robotic kitchen body. So actually it's not a kitchen, it's a factory now. So it's a factory with big number of different object ingredients, cooking technique, and we use 3D motion to manage this technique and finally help people to get the complete dish, which probably you can do right now by a lot of automation devices which we have, like ovens and like blenders and kitchen processors. But the missing part is the timing and managing this technique just together. So generally, for example, if you need to cook sauce and in parallel you need to cook pasta and you need to mix it up together in some period of time, and maybe in the same time you need to cook something inside the oven, this is impossible without robotic automation, which we presented right now. That's why the personal robotic cooking, it's a crown of cooking automation, because actually it can bring us very individual way of life, when you can order exactly what you want, exactly when you want, and get exactly on time when you need it, and freshly cooked, which is very important. Basically, our kitchen, if the robot is deployed, it looks very similar to our regular kitchen. The main idea of our side, we don't want to change the people behavior and understanding of the things. We try to extend the functionality of our regular kitchen. But at the same time, we want to keep the regular kitchen on the way when we can use it as like an old-fashioned technology, when, for example, we can cook it by ourselves. But this is what we try to build during the last 3-4 years. And this is our first chef who cooked our first robotic dish, which is not really robotic, it's really chef dish with a lot of chef inspiration inside and creativity. But he he learned robot to replicate this dish in everybody's probably one day kitchen. And why it's so important? Because maybe, I know, a lot of people from this room can cook crab bisque. But with the same ingredient, we can have plurality of the crab bisque soups. Different is maybe some small ingredients, because of course there is a crab inside, there is oil, there is some other things, but maybe some secret ingredients inside, which actually personalized each dish, because one dish could be from one chef, another dish from another chef, and the basic idea is to give people the variety of choices. So you can try today one dish, tomorrow a little bit different variation of the same dish. The same situation, you can keep your family tradition, so you can save and record carefully the recipe from your grandmother, and maybe one day you can give it to your children and say, okay, this is your grandmother motion, this is your grandmother dish. And that's very, very personal, because maybe it not makes sense for a lot of people around you, but it makes a lot of sense for your just personal family. And basically the technology is very simple. If we can imagine in the future how we can do this, so we can easily choose the recipe, we can use the ingredient order service to deliver the ingredients. After load ingredients inside the kitchen, set the time, and get the dish ready on specific time, on requested time. And after the good things, kitchen can also wash itself. We develop now a lot of supplementary product, like a platform for recipe sharing, for recipe execution. So you can, in some period of time, you can order and also start cooking, even you are not in home. For example, in advance you can say, I want to have dinner at 7 p.m. and you can program the machine to do this. And what is also important, the human creativity is very challenging thing. Even the dish is the same. How it's presented is very personal. And it's also a piece of art, how chef can prepare and present their dish. And it's very challenging to build the same thing by the robot, but it's possible. It's possible, maybe not today, but definitely maybe in a decade, maybe in 10 years, a robot will definitely be able to do that. Because this is a single, simple motion, but it should be very, very precise with a lot of sensing information during the execution. The same thing, healthy and dietary program. A lot of people now focusing to counting the calories, to identify the ingredients they have intolerance, and also to build the personal dietary plan. So it's impossible without the technology which can help you and guide you how to do this, because actually if you can order ready meals, it will never test as a freshly cooked meals. You can try it with spaghetti or with other meals. That makes a lot of sense for the future. Our robotic hands, it's anthropomorphic 5-finger hands which can operate plenty of objects. It's ingredients, containers, kitchen tools, appliances, utensils, and these hands can manage these all tools inside the kitchen environment. And also, of course, it's important the cooking techniques. So we use, in our current kitchen setup, we use a lot of things like blenders, induction hobs, steam ovens. Dishwasher not yet, but one day for sure. What is important in the robotic kitchen? The most important, the most difficult thing, it's each operation reliability. Because imagine that your recipe contains 25 operations. Part of them needs to be done in parallel. And imagine only one operation is failed. Means the whole dish is failed. We spent 3.5 years now for the development, and the most difficult thing is to make this operation 100% reliable. Because we understand how important to bring the product to the market which fit and satisfy our customer expectation. And this is the most challenging thing to develop this thing. Our proof of concept prototype we built only during the 6 months. This machine, we spent now over 4 years, and it's still under development. And we hope that we will present this machine early next year. This is how our machine see the ingredients inside. I think it's important to understand that all ingredients is recognizable now, so we understand what the people doing, even how it looks like, the shape, size, position, orientation, everything is very precise, tracking inside the kitchen. So the kitchen now is actually virtual copy of the real world. So we see everything in our virtual environment. And also we can also help people to navigate themselves inside the kitchen, even if they cook by themselves. So if they want to find some specific object, utensils, they can ask kitchen, and kitchen will help you to find it. And also, of course, we understand difference of the cooked food and like raw ingredients, and this is very important for making feedback, to understand feedback of each cooking operation. And this is how this kitchen roughly will look very soon. So it will look very similar to the regular everybody's home kitchen. Nothing very special until you switch on the robotic mode, and you will see the robot just coming from the side. Our main target is a domestic market. We believe that domestic cooking operation is a real future for everybody's life. But of course, we recognize a lot of application around it, commercial, institutional. We see a lot of companies and startups trying to develop our different commercial application, and they supported our everybody's life as well. The cleaning capability is very important. Even people want to cook, they definitely hate to clean. And that's why even you can cook by yourself in your own kitchen. You can, after that, ask robot to clean it. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.